the benefits, right? Ensure that, and number of schemes which we have thought, each one teach one, and variety of things. But I think the challenge what we are grappling with number of times is, we have to get the younger uh, member of the family on UPI. He's on a smartphone now. He or she is on a smartphone, but they are not using UPI because of, I don't know, some weird challenges which you are facing because of the minors getting the bank account. Now the RBI has opened up the wallet. Maybe the wallet could be the strategy. But I think unless we get the younger generation, I think getting the elders onto the UPI is going to be the challenge. So I think that's what we are grappling with, but that's an effort. How do we get the, what you call the smartest kid, who's very good on tech, on the UPI, so that he can bring in his parents or grandparents back on, he or her uh, family back on UPI, is what we are looking at. Yes.
This is more a different kind of a question. So I think what you all have achieved is something that many people don't dream about in terms of numbers, the growths in terms of adoption and everything else. Now, how do you take a vision or an aim like that and cascade it throughout the organization for people to get evangelized about something like this?
This is a very hard job, and organization, every mind is different, right? And and every human being will have a different motivations. Yes, we do try a lot to get people aligned, employees aligned to the ecosystem, to the purpose, or to the vision that every Indian should do a digital transaction. We are going to be a digital economy in true sense. But I think it's going to be a tough, right? And people, number of times one yardstick which I follow is, are you able to carry majority people along with you, right? I think that's a better yardstick which I have followed in my life personally, because taking everybody together is fairly tough and very ambitious in that sense.
Dilip, I have two questions actually rolled into one. You were in the private sector, and you decided to move into a kind of a quasi-government organization. And number two is, the mission at that time was mission impossible, right? I mean, to take on two global giants that were in our country with almost 100% market share, right? What does it take for you to make these bold decisions in terms of career move? And the second one is the thought process for you to even think, to be able to take on these guys, and now that you have, okay, continue to challenge them, not just in India, but also abroad.
So you're saying that the government is more efficient than the private, right? That's what you're meaning?
I think it is people that make it happen.
Yes.
But
No, I don't know why would we even think that government cannot be more efficient than private. We believe that. But I think on a personal note, I think the whole canvas, right? The opportunity what NPCI brings in, being the RBI. RBI started this entity, and the regulator is regarded in the financial system very well, and whatever regulator has done has been a kind of phenomenal success in India at least. So when I looked at RBI is going to start an entity like this, I felt like it's a great canvas, right? You don't get such canvas, the opportunity national, such a large country, and that time the payment system was just like started, right? Majority times you would look at the only the rich had the cards, and they could use, only the rich merchants could accept the digital money. So I felt that this is only going to grow, right? And that was the opportunity which I felt was far important than what I was doing that time. So that's the reason I switched, and I think no looking back since then. 15 years now, and every day is like a never a dull moment, I can say.
Thank you, sir. And I think we are at the end of the session, but I would like to add that very few people throughout the day we have heard how people have changed maybe some sectoral thing or company space, etc. But very few people have the privilege and also the capability of changing the lives of people. I think what sir has done is changing
I
the
think
lives
it's a
of the
privilege.
people.
The privilege is more important because, you know, in a 1.4 billion population, you can't assume that capability or talent does not exist, you know. There is much better talent outside. So privilege is more important.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to have you. Sir, 1 minute just we have a moment for you. Please, Nirabai, you can come and, you know, we are honored to have you with us, you know. And it is so nice that you can make it, sir. Hello. We are coming, the end of the sessions, and we, of course, continue with our deliberations. And we call upon the stage Mr. Ankit Shah of Ankit Gems to introduce the panelist and moderator of the next session, Strategies for Gems and Jewelry Return. So I request Mr. Ankit Shah to come here and take over from me to take the session forward. Thank you.
I think a lot of people are gone for tea. Let's just wait for them. Okay. चलेगा चलेगा दोस्त. Good evening, friends. I'm Ankit Shah from Ankit Gems. Just to set the tone again, a recap since morning. I am one of the proud recipients of the 40 Under 40 Award, an initiative introduced by GJPC last year at the IIGS Premier. And it recognized the future leaders of the industry, a great initiative by GJPC. And now the Innov Next Leadership Summit takes it to the next level. Our aim is to nurture future leaders by providing opportunities like this to connect, network, and grow. And as part of this, let's welcome to the final but an interesting seminar on strategies for gems and jewelry retailing. Get ready to explore the innovative approaches and insightful tactics to thrive in this dynamic industry. May I call upon our stage our two moderators, the dynamic entrepreneurs and winners of 40 Under 40, colleagues of mine, Mr. Deepak Seth, partner of SK Seth Jewelers, and Ms. Khushbu Ranawat, director, Swanship Chains and Jewelers. Please, a big round of applause for them, please. So before we begin the discussion, allow me to introduce the brilliant panelists which we have gathered. Let's welcome our first panelist, Mr. Hari Haran, the head of retail and merchandising at Novel Jewels, a prestigious venture under the Aditya Birla Group. His journey is nothing short of extraordinary, starting as an engineer at BITS Pilani and ascending to the heights of education at IIM Calcutta. Mr. Hariharan has over 30 years honed his expertise through diverse roles at Madura Coats, Reliance Trends, Tanishq, and AGO Business. And when he is not busy transforming the retail world, Mr. Hariharan loves to travel. He's a passionate photographer, a voracious reader, and a writer. We are privileged to have him with us today. Please, a big round of applause for Mr. Hariharan, please. Our next panelist is Mr. Tejpal Ranka, partner Ranka Jewelers, the torch bearer of legacy spanning 7 generations. The Ranka Group, Maharashtra's premier jewelry destination. The retail brand has 13 stores across Pune and Thane and is supported by 1,500 strong team. Mr. Tejpal began his journey at a young age of 17, and through ventures like Chosen by Tejpal Ranka and the Grand Vivaramb Bridal Lounge, he has redefined the jewelry landscape in Maharashtra. His prestigious collaborations with brands like Her Story and Farah Khan further affirm the brand's status as the epitome of jewelry excellence. Please we welcome Mr. Ranka, Mr. Tejpal Ranka. A big round of applause for Mr. Tejpal, please. Our next speaker, our next panelist is Mr. Sameer Sagar. Please, we welcome Mr. Sameer Sagar, the director of Manubai Jewelers. Hailing from a lineage of goldsmiths that stretches back an astonishing 27 generations. So his family, I assume, was the goldsmith for the kings and queens of India. Mr. Sagar is not content to simply rest on the laurels of his family's legacy. He is man of vision, constantly seeking new horizons and pushing the boundaries in the world of jewelry retail. The third generation retailer understands that true success is not measured in profits and margins, but in the lives we touch and the communities we uplift. Mr. Sameer Sagar is a shining example of what it means to lead with purpose and passion. Please, a big round of applause for Mr. Sameer Sagar. Our next panelist is Mr. Ishu Tatwani, founder Anmol Jewelers. He is a first generation jeweler. He has navigated an extraordinary journey in the world of jewelry. While pursuing his graduation in commerce, he was drawn to the mesmerizing world of jewelry. Fueled by his fervent desire to excel, he enrolled for a course in gemology and went knocking on doors in his neighborhood selling jewelry. In 1986, he established Anmol, and through the years, he has masterfully reinvented the brand's essence. Anmol jewels, defined by contemporary designs and a heirloom of quality, have adorned numerous Bollywood stars on their wedding day, including Shilpa Shetty, Lara Datta, and Malaika Arora, among others. At the core of Mr. Datwani's philosophy lies a simple yet profound motto: to be the creator of trends and epitome of trust in the world of jewelry. And he has diligently followed every word of his motto. Please we welcome Mr. Ishu Datwani. He is fondly called the jeweler of the Bollywood.
Hello. Yeah. Hi, I'm Khushbu Ranawat from Swarnashil Chains and Jewelers. Thank you so much for being all here on a Saturday evening. Thank you for the warm welcome, Ankit. So, as Ankit rightly said, this is an event for the 40 under 40, a great initiative by Neerav Bhai and GJPC team and Sabyasachi sir. So, thank you for inviting us to be here on stage together with all of these wonderful personalities. So, my first question would be to Ishuji. You know, I had a fun time outside right now where he very animatedly told me, Khushbu, this April was the best April of my career. I sold the most amount of gold in 22 carat. We all want to know, Ishuji, what did you do? What strategies did you use? In 2024, with a gold price of 75,000, everybody wants to know what did you do that you were sold out?
Yeah, so, I think, honestly, I didn't think we did much. Probably gratitude work. So, we are celebrating 38 years of Anmol, and we are having this grand gratitude sale. And I think the gratitude is so real, genuine, dil se, that Upar wale ne bhi sun li, and the clients also, helped and supported. And really, it's a fact that we have not had a month like this in our 38 years, where we've broken record for the maximum gold sales
Can we have an applause?
in our entire career. It's a fact.
But kya kiya?
Kuch bhi nahi. True gratitude. Genuineness, I think, is the key.
Over to you, Deepak.
Sir, this question would be for Tejpal, sir. It's a very basic question, but I think we need to discuss this. It's like how retailers can create immersive around limited edition collections to enhance customer engagement. Can you give us some anecdotes adopted by your stores कि आपने ऐसा different क्या किया है?
Thank you for this question. I think so we do this very well, particularly at Chosen, where we display our collections in a very curated manner, where the client is not confused at all. And besides that, we do, so we've created this one property where we do a launch of an interesting season line that is exactly pre-Diwali. I work on that for almost 2 to 3 months, where we create some phenomenal pieces, and it's been 5 years we've been doing that, and it's worked very well for me. And we actually see the consumers waiting for this period. So like if the tulip-shaped diamond is come out now, we did that 3 years back already. So we just come up with more innovative and creative ways. We do a lot of cross-branding in every, so my store is basically like a mall. So in the silver section, we'll have Chosen, display units, we'll have Vivaram display units. In diamond, we'll have gold. In gold, we'll have diamond. So, we keep these cross-branding throughout the store so the consumer doesn't miss and he comes back for the collection. Yeah.
Thank you, Tejpalji. Now, my next question is addressed to Shri Samirji. Samir Bhai, you are one of the prominent dwellers in Borivali. 27 generations of your family has been in the goldsmiths business. You yourself have been there since the last 24 years. And my question is very simple, sir. As a single store in Borivali, at that point, there were not many corporate stores. Now you have 2 outlets in Mumbai, in Borivali and in Thane. How do you compete with the corporate stores who are coming in your area? Like a Tanishq, a Reliance, how do you compete with them?
बोल नहीं सकते. That secret we cannot let out here. No, thank you. I think, first of all, big congratulations to GJEPC for kind of organizing something like this. Me and Ishubai were talking the other day, for a commodity that's been traded since thousands of years, an industry which has been around for like 2 centuries, around 2 centuries, the amount of dynamism that's present is phenomenal, right? So super proud of our industry. And it's in part a big thanks to the young leaders like you guys, because, that young energy that has come into the market is really driving the industry way forward, right? So big congratulations, everybody. To answer your question, so there is no broad strategy that really one strategy that really works. I think there's this interview that I had seen about from Jeff Bezos, Amazon.
He's like, you ask yourself things that will be true 10 years from now, 20 years from now. और अगर हमारी इंडस्ट्री का देखें, there are a few things that will be very present with as a customer demand anytime, right? Which was there 20 years back, which will be there today, and again 20 years from now. अच्छा design, reasonable prices, and good variety, right? So as long as we are focusing on our customers, and that's what we try to do, is to focus on our customers, to really look from within, without, and then from outside in, and really see what we can serve to the customer, what our customer wants in terms of the design, in terms of the price points and everything, and work really hard to provide that value to the customer. I think, yeah, and just kind of put in that hard work.
Thank you. I think this question also applies to both of you also. You've been in this since 38 years, since 140 years. These are all family legacies at stake. So how do you compete with the corporate stores? What do you do online also?
So, you know, when Samir was answering your question, I wanted to answer for him. Because some time back, I went and visited him, and I saw the way he works. It's very, very professional, to put it, you know, in one word. But apart from that, I'll tell you, one of the advantages we have when we compare ourselves to corporates, we have the advantage of agility. There is no bureaucracy. We don't have a hierarchy. We can take a decision instantly, and, you know, so there will be advantages, there will be disadvantages. I have never been scared or shy of competing with the likes of Tanishq or whoever it is. At the end of the day, you have to have the right product. You have to have long-term thinking. You have to have genuineness. You know, when I was telling you about this April month that just went and that we did very well, I think the real answer, I didn't answer, the real answer is, you know, when we envisioned this 1 month celebration, we said we really want to give back to our clients. The gratitude is not just for namesake. It's real, genuine gratitude. We want to give back because we have only received. And when we did that, the customers also have come and given us back. So it's as simple as, you know, reciprocity in that sense. So I think, and I'm sure, you know, he's more corporate in that sense. They have 13 stores. We have only one so far, but things will change soon. So I think, you know, at the end of the day, there is enough for anybody and everybody. And I don't think anybody needs to be either scared or feel, you know, that somebody big is coming in and, you know, we have definite advantages over any big, you know, monolith, you know. Yeah, thank you.
Would you like to add?
Yeah, sure. So, as Ishuji said, there is no reason to get, you know, worried that, in fact, they are adding value to the locality, and there's more reasons for the consumers to walk into our spaces. There is more reason to compare, okay, what's happening there, what's happening here, what's the service there, what's the service here, who's present here, who's present there. So I feel we are able to connect emotionally with the consumer in a better way versus these people who are there in their offices selecting the product category, and here we are one-on-one, we are ready to do, ye todna hai, ye jodna hai, ye nikalna hai, jo karna hai, we are ready to do. We go that extra mile, I'm sure. And I've seen the corporate brands evolving and trying to do things what the local jeweler does to get that, to get the consumer back again. Another thing, what we've seen that we always felt that they are going to eat into a pie, but the pie is also getting bigger and bigger day by day. So I don't think there is much to worry, but yes, we are also evolving. We are also doing things what they are doing in a better way. We are also learning from them, from you know, from a typical traditional jeweler to, you know, to scale up things, you know, and let go things and in the hierarchy and put things in place. I think so we are also learning from them.
Wow. So to sum it up, he uses his personal touch, he uses his fast feet, and he uses his customization abilities to attract the customer, which is an advantage over the corporate. Over to you, Deepak Bhai.
great insight, but I think this is just the counter question to Hariharan sir. I just read a report in the morning that wedding in India is a 2 lakh crore market, and we jewelers hold 50% of the market share. So we would like to know how different will you be, especially from an organized business against the family-run business?
Yeah, very interesting question. Weddings, I think personally that number is understated. First of all, that number has to be much, much bigger than whatever it is. Yes, the family jewelers hold their fort from a wedding point of view and have been very strong in that. But I think from an organized perspective, and I think Tejpal confirmed or kind of summed it up quite well, a lot has been learned about product and service from, I think, what you would call the family retailers or the traditional retailers. What an independent actually brings to the table, apart from the science of retailing, is basically what we call data, what we call science, what we call the ability to integrate all of that back into one final form, right? And if you look at what has happened in the case of, let's say, these three gentlemen who are sitting on the stage with me as well, each of them in their own right has been very, very strong, right? Each of them is a gorilla in their own compound, right? Now, when an organized competitor, like let's take for the sake of, and I know what happened in the case of Borivali because I was part of the Tanish team that set up Borivali, right? So I know what we did when we actually set up Borivali. So we actually did a lot of work to first understand whom we're going up head to head against, right? That's the first thing. And weddings is also a similar example. We do a lot of work to understand what's happening in the market. But also, similarly, most organized retailers invest in research to understand what's going to change, right? So I think the difference in approach is what I would call an ability to understand what's going to happen to the future as well as what is happening in the past and to try and build a bridge through what's happening from a consumer point of view. Why has Tanishq as a brand gotten itself to where it is today? It is because they have moved with the consumer or they've got the consumer to move with them, right? And that's fundamentally, I think, the only thing, and I'm with due respect to all entrepreneurs here and the families here, I don't think it's impossible for all of you to do that as well, right? And I think each of you must be doing it in your own right and in your own scheme of things. But I think the larger intellect that comes from there is a collective intelligence and not